Hey everyone, I'm Ashley from Kismet Crochet. In today's stitch tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to create this herringbone single crochet stitch. It's a 2-row repeat pattern and it creates a dense structured fabric that creates a chevron-like look on the front, as you can see, and then on the back it has a subtle striping effect. This stitch does have a distinct back and front, and it's worked by creating linked single crochet stitches on the front as well as the back. The main difference is when you're working on the front, you'll be working with your hook going from front to back, and when you're working your linked single crochet stitches on the back, you'll be working with your hook going from back to front. So that's really easy to remember. I do have a couple designs in this stitch, my Coquette sleeve sweater as well as the herringbone twisted headband, and if you're interested, those patterns will be linked in the description below. Today's tutorial, we're going to be working in the Yarn Bee Ethereal Eyelash yarn, which is the same yarn used in those two patterns. And I'm going to be working with a size 8 crochet hook just so my stitches are a little bit bigger and easier for you to see. So the first thing we're going to do is place a slip knot on our hook. And just for the stitch tutorial, we're going to just chain out 10. So depending on what pattern you're working on, they may just call for you to work in this top loop of the chain, or you may be turning your chain and working in these back bumps right here. But for today's stitch tutorial, just for simplicity, we're just going to be going in these top loops of the chain just because it makes it quicker and easier so you can see the stitch. So skip the first chain from your hook and work a single crochet in that second chain. Once you have your first single crochet, we're going to be working linked single crochet stitches across. So to work a linked single crochet stitch, you're going to be first inserting your hook under this bar right here. This is the bar from that single crochet we just made. You're going to continue and go under that next loop with the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. So now you'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. So now you can see there's 3 loops, 1, 2, 3, or bars from the stitch we just created. So each time we're going to be going under the bar on the very left. So just go under that bar in the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Again, catching that bar, next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Continue that all the way across your first row. Last stitch. So that's your first row of the 2-row repeat pattern, and you can already see that slanted look that creates that chevron-like appearance. So now we are going to chain 1 and turn. The chain 1 does not count as a stitch, it's just a turning chain. So now we're working on the back. So the important thing to remember on the back is if you turn it a little bit like this, and you see those top 2 loops of the stitches we just created, these are the bars we're going to be going under, just like this. And it's important to remember that because if you're looking at it like this from the back side, it may actually look like we're going through these bars. But we don't want to do that. We want to tip it just slightly and go under the top 2 of the stitch we just created. So just like the previous row, we are going to be working linked single crochet stitches. But we always have to start out with a regular single crochet because at this point there's nothing to link it to. So the very first stitch of every row will be a regular single crochet. However, we are on the back, so we're going to be working from back to front with our hook. So find that first stitch. You kind of turn this way so you can see those top 2. Come from back to front under those 2 bars, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So that was a single crochet you just created. Now we're going to tip it slightly to the back so you can see those 2 bars. My finger. There's a first bar and there's a second. The second bar is what we'll be linking. So yarn under that bar, and then we're going to continue into the next stitch. But remember, from back to front, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. So turn it. Now we see the 3 bars. Hit the one on the very left, next stitch. And then I want to mention, I know this looks tricky for the yarn over and pull through, but when you do this, if you grab your yarn and then twist, if you see the way I turn my hook just like this, I'm just turning it my fingers, it will prevent that loop from sliding off the hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3. So just continue that all the way across. And when I mentioned turning it to make sure you're going under the top 2, you'll know, because when you go under those top 2, it leaves this bar. And that's what creates that striping look you see after a while. So if you don't see that, you may be accidentally going under those. So be cautious of that. Okay, that was the last stitch of our second row, and chain 1 and turn. So this is what it's looking like from the front. Start to see that chevron-like appearance. And the back, you can see just the first row of the stripes, but as you go, you'll start to see that striping pattern. Now we're on the front, so front to back. First is a single crochet, and then linked single crochet across. And we're on the front, so we're working front to back. Working on the back, back to front, create that single crochet and linked single crochet, working from back to front. Okay, so there I have 4 rows of the herringbone single crochet worked up. You can really see in the front that chevron appearance. Turn to the back and you see the striping. If you're interested in working out a design in this pattern, I do have the herringbone single crochet twisted headband linked below. That's a perfect beginner project. You literally work out a rectangle and then you sew it together with the twist, and then there's a little subtle tie for additional detail if you want to add it.